The time is 10 a.m. and this is WKYT Midmorning. A clerk thwarts an early morning robbery attempt. We'll have the story.
A disturbing scene in western Kentucky where a couple found a body in a toolbox.
And Donald Trump is working hard to make up ground on the presidential trail.
This is WKYT Midmorning.
Good morning to you and welcome in. It is Thursday, August 4th, and we're glad you're on WKYT at Midmorning. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. You know, it seems when we do get a break from the rain coming in here, it's not very long.
That's right. This pattern has been something, hasn't it? You're right. You see some sunshine and then the downpours, and here they come again right in time for the weekend. Let's check in with Micah.
Yeah, and we're going to see at least the chance of that later on this afternoon. Some of these heavy downpours will be on about. Not everybody will see rain today. Just a few rumbles of thunder will roll across the region, but that could cause some problems in some spots with some heavy downpours. 78 degrees right now in London. Frankfurt at 80 degrees. Lexington coming in at 81 at this very moment. We'll finish off in the mid to upper 80s. Now, storms will be around for some. Like I said, not everybody will see the rain today. Some of us will actually skip out on the rain today, but there's still more chances in the forecast. I'm going to show you when you can expect that chance today and the next few days. That's coming up.
All right, here's the latest from WKYT. We have breaking news here at Midmorning. A man has been taken into custody in connection to a reported kidnapping today.
A clerk at Love's truck stop in Madison County says a distressed woman begged him to call 911 without alerting the man who was outside in a car waiting for her.
The clerk told WKYT News that when he went outside pretending to take out the trash, he was able to take down a description of the car and its license plate number. State police began searching for the vehicle on northbound I-75. Lexington police later found a similar car near the Kentucky Thoroughbred Center on Paris Pike in Fayette County, and that's where they've arrested a man.
Now, a spokeswoman confirms that man was wanted for the alleged kidnapping. We'll have more information coming up on WKYT News at noon. And also as it breaks on WKYT.com.
Well, things took an unexpected turn for a robbery suspect real early this morning. Police say Kenneth Hopkins tried to rob a gas station off Newtown Pike, but got a big surprise from the clerk instead.
They say the clerk stopped the man and held him until officers arrived. It happened just before 2 o'clock this morning. Investigators say that's when Kenneth Hopkins walked into the gas station and implied he had a weapon. After the clerk detained him, police arrested the suspect, but officers didn't find anything on him. Even though everything turned out well, police are reminding us that in dangerous situations, anything can happen. So it's best just to let the robber go. Hopkins is lodged in the Fayette County Detention Center charged with first-degree robbery.
A 60-year-old man is dead this morning after investigators say he drowned while fishing. That happened at the Licking River off Abner's Mill Road in Nicholas County. The sheriff tells us when the man's wife went to check on him, she found his dogs and his fishing poles, and then a short time later, search crews found the man's body in the water.
A train jumped the tracks in eastern Kentucky late last night. Authorities tell us it happened on Yellow Creek Road in Knott County near the Perry County line. The road remained shut down through the early morning hours as crews waited on equipment from Nicholasville to raise the train and put it back on its tracks. Investigators say the derailment was caused by a minor mistake by the crew. No injuries were reported. A Bell County jail employee has been fired after 3 inmates escaped through an open door. The jailer is not releasing the name of that third shift lieutenant. Investigators say a door at the jail was propped open to help cool down the facility. And they say the 3 prisoners slipped out the door and escaped. Since then, all 3 have been captured.
Dozens of people are demanding answers after an oily substance spewed onto their homes in Powell County. All this started after a natural gas pipeline in Clay City was hit by a lightning rod earlier this week. Investigators still trying to figure out if the substance is dangerous. The owner of the pipeline, Kinder Morgan, says it is not dangerous. Still, during a meeting last night, many in the community expressed their concerns.
If they tell me not to wash off my feet when I walk outside, not to let my dogs go outside to use the bathroom, not to eat out of our gardens or use our water, then that tells me it's unsafe.
A Kinder Morgan spokeswoman who was at last night's meeting says that the advice was given simply as a precaution. The company expects to get results back from a third-party laboratory at some point later today.
A brazen theft at a Lexington home was all caught on camera. This security video shows a man stealing rocking chairs from the front porch of a home on West 3rd Street. The homeowner says he also had a bike stolen from his house not long ago. Police have not arrested the chair thief. You can watch the entire surveillance video right now on WKYT.com.
Pretty clear images there. Well, two people who found a body in a Grayson County creek earlier this week say the incident still bothers them. Kim Colston notified authorities after she and Doug McKenna found the body inside a toolbox floating in Short Creek on Tuesday night. Investigators are not sure who the victim is or how he died. Police say the toolbox is similar to one you'd find in the back of a truck. People living in the area describe the creek as a normally quiet and secluded place. McKenna has had a hard time sleeping since making that discovery.
It looked like duct tape wrapped all the way around his face. It looked like he was tied up.
Police say the body has been taken to the state medical examiner's office for an autopsy, and more details are expected to be released when that examination is completed.
Attorneys for a man accused of killing a northern Kentucky couple say the defense will need at least 9 months to prepare for trial. Craig Pennington is facing several charges, including 2 counts of murder. Police say Pennington killed Robert Jones and Crystal Warner last month in Washington County. Their bodies have still not been found. A shoplifting suspect pulled a knife on employees at an eastern Kentucky Walmart. Police say Scotty Napier was caught trying to steal household items at the Walmart in Harlan. Walmart employees detained him briefly. But when they told him police were on the way, that's when police say Napier pulled out a knife. Police finally arrested Napier after chasing him for hours. Napier is charged with robbery.
Drivers on the interstate northeast of Louisville today are dealing with a delay. It's because of meat on the hoof. A cattle truck hauling more than 100 calves early this morning overturned on I-71 in Henry County, north of Campbellsburg. Loose cattle have caused a massive traffic backup in that area. One northbound lane had to be shut down. Police did put a detour in place before all the calves were finally rounded up. You see the scene there. The traffic is moving again in both directions on 71, but it is moving very slowly with still a scene in that area. So there you go.
Would not be easy to get all of that corralled, would it?
Cows on the move. All right. In the race for president, Donald Trump is trying to get his campaign back on track amid signs of turmoil within the GOP.
Yesterday, Trump's own running mate split with him over Trump's refusal to endorse House Speaker Paul Ryan, while another Republican announced he would not vote for Trump in November. Hannah Daniels has the story from New York.
Campaigning in Florida Wednesday, Donald Trump sought to refocus attention on rival Hillary Clinton, blaming her for the creation of ISIS.
She should get an award from them as the founder of ISIS.
And tying her to accusations that the Obama administration made a so-called ransom payment to Iran in January. Around the same time, 4 American hostages were released.
$400 million in cash. How does the president do that? How do you do that? This was something all started by crooked Hillary Clinton.
The attacks came amid signs of a deepening rift between the GOP nominee and members of his own party. Yesterday, Illinois Representative Adam Kinzinger became the latest Republican refusing to support Trump in November, angry over his feud with the Gold Star family. Trump's own running mate Mike Pence also split with him and endorsed House Speaker Paul Ryan.
I strongly support Paul Ryan, strongly endorse his reelection.
A Fox News poll out Wednesday shows Trump now trailing Clinton by 10 percentage points nationally. Speaking at a Denver-based tie company, the Democratic nominee attacked her opponent's business record.
I really would like him to explain why he paid Chinese workers to make Trump ties. This is one of them. It's got his name on it, of course.
Today, Clinton will continue to talk about jobs and the economy at an event in Las Vegas. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Now, Trump will campaign in Maine today. He can point to one silver lining. The billionaire candidate reportedly raised $82 million in July, mostly from small donations. The Clinton campaign raised about $90 million. Well, there are a lot of excited ChickFilA fans in Frankfort this morning. 100 people scored free food for a year.
Well, that was the call to post just before 6 o'clock this morning when the capital city's first ChickFilA opened. Dozens of people camped out for days for a chance to win a gift card worth 52 free meals, one a week for a year. One man told us that he didn't sleep for 40 hours. Now, with a gift card in hand and a full stomach, he's ready to crash, but says he'll be back next week to collect.
A lot of people probably trying to catch up on their sleep right now.
And there was another cow. You know, we have the cows loose on the interstate, and then that one at the ChickFilA.
But these cows were supposed to be there.
Exactly.
So,
you're right.
Well, keep it right here this mid-morning. Coming up, a milestone for Pokemon, both in the U.S. and in Europe.
The great Tony Bennett celebrated a birthday yesterday with one of his new collaborators, Lady Gaga.
And we have a mixture of sun and clouds outside right now, but a few storms will be in the forecast later on today. Could we be seeing any problems out of that? Might have that in your forecast coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It's really a good-looking day anywhere you look, especially as of right now. Now, later on this afternoon, that is going to be a different story because we will have at least a few rumbles of thunder rolling across the region. Frankfort looks good. Lexington, no problems here in the bluegrass. Go over toward east and southeastern Kentucky into Jackson and also Corbin. All looks well across 75. Looking at the roadways, 64 there in Moorhead, I'm seeing no problems whatsoever. In 519, Florence looks good northbound. Louisville, I'm not seeing any issues coming from Florence across 71. So all looks good right now, but watch as we get into the afternoon. See these little bits and pieces down toward the south into Clinton County, Cumberland County. There's some bits and pieces. You got a little disturbance that's heading our direction. I call it a little disturbance. This isn't a very active day, but you will have a few rumbles to go through later on this afternoon, and some of those rumbles could cause some problems there on the roadways with some ponding on the roads. Let's go through it hour by hour. Watch what happens, okay? If you're trying to plan out the rest of your day, trying to get the kids out the door, do it there in the morning hours. Afternoon, there's a better likelihood of actually seeing some rain. You got the Frankfort all the way, well, really, it goes through northern Kentucky all the way into Michigan, but Michigan to Alabama, you got the big yard sale, Highway 127, and that goes from Frankfort and work your way southbound through portions of Casey County and also through portions of Russell and Clinton County, all the way down south. That area, watch what happens as we get into the afternoon. See little bits and pieces of some showers, some thunderstorms. When you start to see those clouds thicken up, meaning you can start to see the dark clouds and also maybe even hear a rumble of thunder, you might want to have the tarp ready to put over some of your valuables outside that you're trying to sell because, yeah, you could get some of those heavy downpours over you during that time, afternoon, off into the evening hours. I'd say late evening into the night, anywhere from 7 p.m. to more than likely midnight is when things start to fade away. You can see that happening. So then we go off into tomorrow. How is that going to affect tomorrow's yard selling? Well, I would say tomorrow it's mainly east of I-75, and you see that sparking up there. There's 4 p.m. But watch as we get off towards your evening and night. Look what's northbound. Here comes a front that's going to be heading our way. Most of that will actually come overnight and into Saturday. The front arrives there Friday night into Saturday, and that could cause some problems there. For the raft up, Lake Cumberland, 87 degrees, storms will be around. Only a storm or two Friday, and Sunday looks really nice, guys. So really your 7-day forecast, a few storms today. And like I said, tomorrow it's mainly eastern Kentucky. Saturday, that's when the front actually rolls through and gives us pretty decent chance of rain at 60%. But Sunday looks good to finish off the work week, or weekend rather. So
there
there's
you
some
have
good
it.
news, I guess, in the forecast.
Okay.
We were looking for it in there somewhere.
Right, somewhere.
All right,
Well,
thanks.
we're not sure if this means everyone can stop playing, but a man in Spain has caught them all.
He has captured all 145 Pokemon. David Quintana has spent the last 22 days and nights crisscrossing the city of Elche on his bicycle, all the while chasing Pokemon on the Nintendo smartphone game that has taken the world by storm. The 21-year-old has claimed the title as the first player in the world to catch them all, beating American Nick Johnson, who caught all 142 Pokemon available here in the United States. Quintana claims that he caught the 3 Pokemon that are only available in certain continents by hatching them from eggs. Now, the Pokemon folks out there would know what that means, but
So what does he do now, though?
I don't know.
He's reached
They're
the
all
goal.
caught.
What does
Yeah.
he do? Oh, we'll see. Well, Tony Bennett celebrates a birthday milestone, and Irving Berlin is back on Broadway.
And J.K. Rowling is making magic again at the bookstores. Chris Martinez has your eye on entertainment.
Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is one of the fastest-selling books ever in both the U.S. and the U.K. In North America, more than 2 million copies sold in the first 2 days of publication. The book is a script for the new stage production telling the 8th story in the Wizarding series. Rehearsals are in full swing for Broadway's version of a Hollywood classic. Holiday Inn, the new Irving Berlin musical, is based on the 1942 Oscar-winning film. Bryce Pinkham stars as Jim, who trades the bright lights of show business for a Connecticut farmhouse. He says it's an honor to bring Berlin's music back to Broadway.
Despite our best efforts, Irving Berlin is the star of this show, and his music really will take center stage.
Holiday Inn begins previews next month. Yesterday, Tony Bennett celebrated his 90th birthday with Lady Gaga at his side. The 19-time Grammy winner was honored at the Empire State Building for his contribution to American music. He called it one of the best days of his life.
To be treated this way at 90 years old, I feel like I'm 19 years old.
Bennett says he's still going strong because he loves life and every day is like magic. And that's your Eye on Entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, congratulations. Milestones for him.
And I like what he says, every day is magic.
Isn't it neat?
That's a great thing.
All right, keep it here on WKYT at mid-morning.
Well, not everyone is having fun with Pokemon. We'll have that story next.
Meanwhile, tomorrow's Mega Millions, $30 million, and Saturday's Powerball jackpot has now climbed back up to $52 million. Welcome back into Mid-Morning. Now, earlier we told you about some successful Pokemon players both in the U.S. and abroad, but not everybody's enjoying the game right now. One New Jersey homeowner has had about enough of players invading his property.
Now he's part of a class action lawsuit against the Pokemon company Nintendo and the software developer Niantic. Jessica Layton reports.
From Pokemon Go to Pokemon No, a West Orange, New Jersey man is fed up with this wildly popular game and some of the people playing it. In a lawsuit filed Friday, Jeffrey Martyr alleges that he's had strangers gathering outside of his home, holding up mobile phones as if they were taking pictures. He says at least 5 people knocked on the door asking for access to the backyard to catch these virtual creatures that have people crazed around the country, and that the game put them there without permission. Martyr wanted nothing to do with our story, but his neighbors were interested in why we were here. When we told them about the lawsuit,
That's a first. Pokemon thing is getting out of hand.
They said that there were too many young people trespassing.
I didn't see anybody.
Noel O'Keefe lives across the street. He says he hasn't seen anything out of the ordinary.
Some people are complainers, I guess.
But I don't think it's right if people are trespassing on other people's property.
We caught up with a group of kids who say the app is addicting, but they know the limits.
I think we've learned our lesson.
How'd you learn your lesson?
TV. People getting in trouble.
Parents.
And now they know for sure they won't be welcome in this neighborhood.
Okay.
Well, that would be hard if people were coming to the door saying, may I get in your backyard to do this?
Sure. At least they're asking, though, I guess, right? But every story has 2 sides, right?
Of course. Good manners. Keep it right here this mid-morning.
Going to check in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen next and see what's cooking up. Doesn't that look good? We're back in a moment.
Well, to celebrate the 2016 Summer Olympic Games, the Mr. Food Test Kitchen has a recipe for Olympic slow cooker stew.
It's a stew that's made with beef, pork, and beans, and it's typically served over rice, and it looks really good.
As all eyes are on Rio de Janeiro, the host city of this year's Summer Olympics, you can bet that in addition to all the events, there's lots of good food to be had. One dish that I know will be super popular is a warm and comforting stew called feijoada, which is the national dish of Brazil. Let me show you how easy it is to make so you can join in the fun. We start by cutting a pork butt and beef bottom round into chunks and placing them in a slow cooker. On top of that, we add a good amount of chopped onion, minced garlic, some chicken broth, and a bit of salt and pepper. We give this a good mix, cover it, and let it cook low and slow until everything is tender. Before dinner, we stir in a couple of cans of black beans, mashing one of them along with some smoked sausage, and we let that cook until everything's heated through. The best part about this It never has to be the same twice, since it's often made with a variety of meats. When you serve this bubbling hot stew with a splash of vinegar over some rice, like they do in Brazil, your gang will want to award you a gold medal. To get in the spirit of things, simply go to our website and get the recipe for our Olympic slow cooker stew. And serve it with some orange wedges, which is very traditional. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, wishing Team USA the best of luck. And of course, lots of, ooh, it's so good.
Okay, that does look good.
You like that one.
Yeah, that
Just
one
for Micah, finally.
Yeah,
Okay.
finally. Okay, so here's a forecast. Probably not for everybody. We have a decent shot at rain today, a few rumbles of thunder later on this afternoon. Watch for high water issues there on the roads. And then we hit Friday. Not a good chance of rain on Friday, still a couple of rumbles. But then we hit Saturday when the front actually rolls through. There's some storms.
But Sunday, good.
Sunday looks good.
Listening for a clear day in there,
All right.
right? Thank you for joining us at Mid-Morning. We'll be back for the latest right here at noon.